What does it take to destroy a promising darts career? One bad decision, one moment of weakness, one crime. These aren't stories about players who simply weren't good enough. These are tragic tales of genuine talent thrown away through scandal, substance abuse, and self-destruction. 10 players who had everything and destroyed it all. 1. Corey Cadby, the Mario Balotelli of darts. August 2016, Perth Darts Masters. A 21-year-old from Tasmania steps onto the stage to face Phil Taylor again. A week earlier, in Sydney, Taylor had beaten Corey Cadby 6-3. But Perth would be different. Taylor threw an average of 111.65, one of the highest ever recorded in World Series competition. He hit 40% of his doubles. Against most players, those numbers guarantee victory. Cadby fired back with a 103.58 average and won 6-2, stunning the 16-time world champion and ending Taylor's perfect record in Australia. 3 months later, Cadby became youth world champion with a 6-2 demolition of Berry Van Peer. At his World Championship debut, he posted a 102.48 average in the preliminary round, still the highest ever in that stage. The future looked limitless. In 2018, he reached the UK Open final on debut, losing only to Gary Anderson. He'd beaten Phil Taylor twice. Sponsors lined up. Vincent van der Voort called him exceptional. Everyone saw the same thing, a future world champion. But off the oche, Cadby was chaos. They called him the Mario Balotelli of darts. Brilliant but troubled. Damien Vlot summed it up perfectly. He had everything but brains. After the UK Open, everything collapsed. Visa problems emerged due to his criminal record in Australia. He couldn't travel to the UK. He couldn't compete. In 2020, he surrendered his tour card. In May 2020, Cadby revealed the depths of his struggle. "I was depressed every day. I didn't want to wake up. To be honest, there were thoughts of suicide on my mind." In 2023, he shocked everyone by winning his tour card back at Q School, averaging over 100 in the final against Karel Sedlacek. The talent remained, but he never played a single PDC tournament. Visa issues persisted. The PDC stripped his card in 2024. Then came December 2024. Corey Cadby was found guilty of aggravated residential burglary in Tasmania's Supreme Court. He and 2 accomplices broke into his uncle Dean Smart's home in Elizabethtown. Smart suffered a fractured skull after being attacked in his bed. Though Cadby was acquitted of the assault itself, the jury couldn't prove he delivered the blow. His uncle and aunt testified they recognized his voice and posture. The burglary conviction stands. Sentencing is pending. From beating Phil Taylor to burglarizing his uncle's home. From future world champion to convicted criminal awaiting sentencing. The most complete self-destruction in modern darts history. 2. Leighton Bennett, the 8-year mistake. In 2019, a 13-year-old became the youngest BDO youth champion in history. Leighton Bennett wasn't just talented, he was special. That same year, he beat 14-time world champion Phil Taylor. By 2024, Bennett had earned his PDC tour card. He declared he would rival Luke Littler, another teenage sensation. 2 generational talents, ready to dominate darts together. It never happened. The International Betting Integrity Association noticed suspicious betting patterns on 4 Leighton Bennett matches in the 2023 Modus Super Series. An investigation revealed systematic match fixing. Bennett was found guilty of all 10 charges, fixing 4 matches, providing inside information, failing to assist the investigation, and signing with an unregistered agent. Punishment: 8 years. His accomplice, Billy Warriner, who organised the fixes and bet on the matches himself, received 10 years after being found guilty of 19 of 21 charges. Bennett was 18. When his ban ends in 2032, he'll be 26 past his physical peak. The players he should have competed against will have already built their legacies. Michael van Gerwen supported the harsh punishment. If you deny it and are found guilty, you have to live with the harshest measures. James Wade disagreed. The 8-year ban is harsh. With this ban at just 18 years old, his professional darts career is effectively over. Once the youngest champion, now The youngest cautionary tale. 3. Dom Taylor. 2 strikes. November 2024. Dom Taylor failed a drugs test at the Players' Championship Finals. The initial 2-year ban was reduced to 1 month after he completed a substance abuse treatment program. He missed the 2024 over-25 World Championship, but seemed ready for redemption. The 14th of December 2024, Taylor dominated Oskar Lukasiak 3-0 in the first round of the 2025 over-26 World Championship. In his post-match interview, he talked about learning from his mistake. Biggest letdown of my life, but I've rebounded back, and here we are. He was lying. That same day, December 14, his sample had already failed. 5 days later, the PDC announced Taylor's second failed test in 14 months. He was immediately suspended and kicked out mid-tournament. On December 22, Taylor issued a heartbreaking apology on Facebook. He admitted lying in that post-match interview. He revealed devastating personal traumas, childhood abuse, the death of his daughter, crippling depression. I now know that I should have spoken to someone, but that's all good, saying afterwards when your world crashes down. 2 failed tests, 2 strikes. At 27, Dom Taylor's career hangs by a thread. 4. Jelle Klaasen. The youngest world champion's long decline. The 15th of January, 2006. A 21-year-old who'd only started playing darts 3 years earlier, stepped onto the lakeside stage for the first time. Jelle Klaasen destroyed everyone. Mervyn King, Sean Greatbatch. Then, in the final, Raymond van Barneveld, the 4-time champion. Klaasen won 7-5 and became the youngest world champion in darts history. The next day, he defected to the PDC. His PDC career showed flashes. 2016 World Championship semi-finalist after stunning Phil Taylor 4-3, UK Open semi-finalist, multiple Players' Championship titles. But in 2012, scandal hit. Klaasen was accused of sending inappropriate photos to a 15-year-old. His reputation never recovered. Then his body betrayed him. Chronic wrist tendonitis developed. In 2017, he received a Premier League wildcard, a huge opportunity that became torture. I played every game in particular pain. Regularly, I was on stage with tears in my eyes. The least I moved my arm or wrist hurt tremendously. He got cortisone shots. Surgery followed. Nothing worked. I lost all my confidence and even lost at local tournaments to players I normally always win from. In 2021, Klaasen lost his tour card. He failed to regain it at the 2023 Q School, but won it back at the 2024 Q School. However, he struggled throughout the 2024 season and lost his tour card again at the end of the year, finishing 101st on the Order of Merit. From youngest world champion to a player who couldn't escape scandal, injury, and decline. 5. Eric Bristow. Legacy destroyed in 280 characters. Eric Bristow was a darts god. 5-time world champion, MBE recipient, Sky Sports pundit, the crafty cockney who built professional darts. November 2016. Football's child sex abuse scandal dominated headlines. Former players bravely came forward with allegations against coaches. Bristow took to Twitter. He called the victims wimps. He said if he'd been abused, he would have went back and sorted that poof out as an adult. He used homophobic slurs. He victim-blamed survivors of childhood trauma. The backlash was immediate and fierce. Steve Walters, a survivor who'd spoken out, tweeted, "Disgusted with Eric Bristow's remarks tonight. Number stonage mentality." Brian Moore, former England rugby player and abuse survivor. "Ignorance is no excuse for this idiocy." Within hours, Sky Sports issued a statement. "He was a contributor to our darts coverage in the past, but we will not be using him in the future." Newcastle United cancelled his appearance at St James's Park. The club announced they would not work with Eric Bristow in the future. Bristow tried to defend himself, claiming he was trying to encourage victims to speak out. Nobody believed him. He died the 5th of April 2018, at age 60, collapsing from a heart attack at a darts event. 5 world championships, an MBE, legendary status, all tarnished forever by a Twitter rant that showed shocking insensitivity. 50 years of dedication to darts, a legacy destroyed in 280 characters. 6. Adrian Lewis, the champion who lost his fire, 2011. Adrian Lewis threw the first 9-darter in World Championship final history, then beat Gary Anderson 7-5 for his first world title, 2012. He defended his championship 7-3 over Andy Hamilton. At 26, Lewis became the youngest double world champion in PDC history, only the second player after Phil Taylor to defend the title successfully. The future looked limitless. Then, in 2017, his back gave out. The muscle had penetrated through to the skin near his spine. Surgery was brutal. I was having 40 minutes sleep a night. That is how bad it was. The muscle was contracting and going into spasms. The surgery worked physically, but something else broke. Lewis lost his passion. His throw became mechanical. He stopped enjoying the game. I was leaving the house, not enjoying it, he admitted in 2025. Even when I was winning, I wasn't enjoying it. I was basically just going through the motions, like a ghost. His wife battled incurable kidney disease. The stress mounted. It had been building for 18 months. I'm sitting there at the Pro Tours thinking I don't want to be there, before I've even thrown my first dart. In April 2023, after 20+ years, Lewis announced he was taking an indefinite break. He returned to exhibitions in August 2025, testing the waters, but the fire that drove him to back-to-back world championships may be gone forever. Adrian Lewis didn't ruin his career through scandal. He lost something more fundamental, the desire to compete. 7. Andy Hamilton, 20 years lost to self-doubt. Andy Hamilton started playing darts at 14. By 18, he was playing county level for Cheshire. He had real talent, but he didn't believe it. Hamilton quit competitive darts for 20 years because he did not feel confident enough to pursue a career at the higher level. 20 years. 2 decades lost. When he finally returned in 2004, something remarkable happened. In 2012, he reached the PDC World Championship final. Down 3-5 to Simon Whitlock in the semi-final, he won 9 consecutive legs with 4-ton-plus finishes to win 6-5. Andy Hamilton, the 200-to-1 outsider, made the final. He lost 7-3 to Adrian Lewis. But reaching the final should have been validation. It wasn't enough. Hamilton continued struggling with confidence. He developed diabetes. His weight ballooned. Despite reaching a world final, he lost his tour card and battled repeatedly at Q School. Recently, he's lost 5 stone and reversed his diabetes. He keeps trying to come back. The cruelest irony? He was good enough all along. He just couldn't believe it. Some careers are ruined by drugs or crime. Hamilton's was destroyed by the voice in his head, telling him he wasn't good enough, even when he proved he was. 8. Kevin Painter, when your mind becomes the enemy. The 4th of January 2004, Kevin Painter led Phil Taylor 4-1 in the World Championship final. 3 sets from immortality, Taylor fought back, 6-6. Deciding set, deciding leg, Taylor checked out on double 5. Painter was runner-up. In 2011, Painter finally broke through at the Players' Championship finals. He competed in the 2012 Premier League. Then dartitis arrived. Dartitis is darts' cruelest disease, a psychological condition that makes releasing the dart impossible. Players freeze. They hesitate. Their brain won't let go. Eric Bristow's career nearly ended from it. Berry Van Peer broke down in tears on stage at the 2017 Grand Slam. For Painter, it was slow torture. Sometimes I'll go a few legs where I don't have it. Then sometimes it'll be my first dart, my last dart, second, just comes out of the blue. He battled it for over 13 months. The involuntary hesitation, the loss of control. A lot of thoughts come in. Why am I even bothering? Am I ever going to get past this? Around 2014, Painter stopped enjoying darts. I only looked forward to going to the TV events. When you're not enjoying what you're doing, it makes it twice as hard. In February 2021, after 25 years as a professional, Painter retired. He reached a World Championship final, won a major, played in the Premier League. But dartitis robbed him of so much more. The mind disease that no surgery can fix, no medicine can cure. Painter's career wasn't destroyed by scandal. It was killed by his own brain. 9. Billy Warriner, the 10-year sentence. While Leighton Bennett got 8 years for match fixing, his accomplice got worse. Billy Warriner received a 10-year ban, the harshest punishment in the scandal. Why? He didn't just participate. He orchestrated it. Warriner was found guilty of 19 of 21 charges. He organized betting on 4 fixed-modus Super Series matches. He provided inside information. He acted as an unregistered agent. He repeatedly failed to assist the investigation. A 10-year ban doesn't end a career, it erases it. Match-fixing attacks the integrity of the sport itself. Warriner's punishment sent a message. There's no tolerance for corruption. His career wasn't just ruined, it was obliterated. 10. Kevin McDine, 2 years for cocaine. The 27th of November, 2017, a World Championship qualifier in Milton Keynes. Kevin McDine was chasing his dream of reaching Alexandra Palace. His sample tested positive for benzoylecgonine, a cocaine metabolite. UK anti-doping's director was clear. All athletes must adhere to the principle of strict liability. A violation will occur whether they have intentionally or unintentionally used a prohibited substance. McDine received a 2-year ban from all sport. After his ban ended, he faded into obscurity. No comeback, no redemption. One night of poor judgment destroyed years of dedication. 10 players, 10 ways to ruin a career. Cadby threw away generational talent for crime. Bennett and Warriner traded their futures for match-fixing money. Taylor couldn't escape his demons despite second chances. McDine learned that recreational drugs destroy professional dreams. Klaasen watched his body and reputation crumble. Bristow destroyed a legendary legacy with offensive tweets. Lewis lost the fire that made him champion. Hamilton's confidence issues cost him 2 decades. Painter battled a disease inside his own mind. Some involve clear villains, criminals, match fixers, substance abusers. Others are tragedies, mental illness, physical breakdown, psychological demons, but they all teach the same lesson. Talent isn't enough. Professional darts demands discipline. It requires integrity. It tests mental strength every day. One bad decision, one surrender to darkness, that's all it takes. The sport is unforgiving. Rankings don't care about potential. History doesn't remember what you could have been. These 10 players had the talent to be remembered as legends. Instead, they're remembered as warnings. Which story hits you hardest?